Welcome to this demonstration, during which I will show you how easy it is to get floor plan data into an integrated workplace management system. I'll show you how to manage floor plan data all the way from capture with a survey tool, through drawing curation, onto publishing the drawing and linking the data into an IWMS solution called Gravity. First of all, let me talk you through the process of capturing the floor plan data. I performed this activity in a shared office environment of around 1,600 meters squared, with partitioned rooms and across 2 floors. Each floor was captured into a separate project, which was then processed. The survey work captured around 200 scans, and it took about 4 hours in total for that 1,600 meters squared. The tool I used for the survey was an iGuide camera solution. It cost a fraction of the cost of a LiDAR point cloud solution. We're talking low thousands of pounds here rather than tens of thousands. The tool is static. You mount it on a standard camera tripod, linked to a device by Wi-Fi. Open the app and you hit a button in the app to capture a scan, and it takes about 15 to 30 seconds to do a capture. The capture includes 360-degree photos as well as the room measurements. Once you've collected your survey scans, you can view the output in the Stitch tool, which is provided as part of the tool. The camera includes a USB memory stick. So when you finish taking your scans, you unplug it, plug it into your PC and upload it into the Stitch software that comes with iGuide. You can see that software here. You can see the output. On the screen, this is one of the captures. So this is the first floor of the building that I scanned. In the top frame, you can see it's got the photographic capture from 360-degree camera. So it goes all the way from one side along this corridor and ends up back at the same door in that corridor. One thing you can notice here is if you look in the top frame, there's a vertical green line which moves along as I move through the view. In the bottom screen, you can see it moves correspondingly. So now I'm looking along the corridor. If I move along, you can then see that line going off to the left along that same corridor. So this makes it really easy if you're trying to orientate drawings, if you take drawings at different times, if you take a new drawing, for example, and you need to orientate it and get it aligned. One other thing you would want to do in here, the output from this will give you a video walkthrough, and you can select one of your drawing captures, which it calls the initial pano angle. So the panographic image that it captures, that's the starting point of where you will see the video start. You can see 0001 has got an orange blob next to it, which means that's the one I've selected. So we'll start at the beginning. If I click on that, it will take you there now. So that's us at the beginning of a walkthrough, and that's the first scan that I would have done. One other thing you can do in here, you can see already that I've got labels on the rooms. So this one says reception, office 1, 2, 3, and so on. You can edit that data. If I click in here, I can change the name of that or delete it altogether, which I won't. Control Z, as it does with most applications, will undo what you've just done. So if I wanted to correct a scan that had been taken already, I'm going to click this button here, which is Move Rotate Scans. I'll click on one at random, which is scan 13. You can see the green blob here is highlighted. That's the one that we're currently on. So if I zoom into that and click on the edge of it, I can pick it up and drop it around. So you can see now I've dropped it somewhere different. One thing I found when I was doing this scan is if you put the camera and take a scan in the opposite direction, it loses its orientation. So we'd end up with something like this. So that's clearly the wrong way around. So you can use this tool to make corrections like that, put things back where they should be. Again, if I Control Z back to the beginning, it will put it back where it came from. So that's really useful, particularly if you're doing a new scan of a room that's changed, and then you can overlay it back onto this overlay. Once you've got the floor plan exactly how you want it, or if you've made changes to it from one you've already published, you can publish it using this button here, which is the export project. What that does is that uploads it to the iGuide website. It's a single button press. I won't make you watch it, but it does only take a couple of minutes to process. That then gets created, and you will see that in the iGuide portal. So this is, again, the beginning. Remember I set that initial pano view to be this view out of this the window in reception. You can see now we've got an initial floor plan. When I did this the first time, I collected all the data at the end of the day, submitted it into this tool. The iGuide team, I'm based in the UK, the iGuide team are based in Canada. They processed this data overnight for me, and then it was ready the next morning for me. So it's a really quick process. Once the data's gone off, you don't need to do anything with it. You can, if you want to, make plenty of notes in the scans you've taken. If you want to do something particular, setting the wall width to something special, for example. But generally speaking, it will come out as this. So you will see that we now have a floor plan. And on that floor plan, actually, we can take some measurements. So this is a measurement tool. And I can click and drag along the reception room. So you can see that reception room is 5.27 meters. Again, from this corner. And again, you'll see the advantage of having that mix of video and floor plan is you can see where I'm measuring on the walls as well as on the floor plan. So you can get things pretty accurate. So that was 4 meters. You can obviously zoom in here as well. Which is obviously handy if you want to then go and do a much more accurate measure. The other things you will get out of this portal, so we've been looking at preview here, is we can view a report. And you can send this report to people as well. So you typically put an image in here. This is the address of where we are. It's got the links to the virtual tours, links to the floor plans in PDF format. Easiest to download, so you can actually download things. The other thing it does here is it's going to give you the measurements of all the rooms that it's collected. So you can see every room here, the communal spaces, the kitchens, the offices. Those are things that I've labelled myself on the initial scan in the stitch tool. It's going to give us a total area for the building and what it calls a total above grade floor area. So above grade is above ground. And that's the iGuide preview and report. Now if I switch to AutoCAD, I'm going to show you that same drawing. It's a different orientation, but you'll see it's the same thing. So this space here is the reception space. So this went off in a stitch format, in a single file with all the data in one thing. What this has returned to me is a DXF file. So I've opened that in AutoCAD, saved it as a DWG, and now you can edit it as you would with any other AutoCAD drawing file. What you will notice in here, I'm already in here, so I'm already in the Gravity tab. So what we've done with the Gravity product is we've created an integration directly between AutoCAD and Gravity. So I've logged in to the Gravity integration using my Gravity credentials, and these are the options it gives us here. So if I do set room layer, that's going to put us on the room layer. And what I would then do is polyline. So this is the same as you probably would do with any other IWMS CAFM solution. You would create polylines in your drawing tool. Each of these blue lines in here is a polyline. So I've been around and done these. So you can see each of those is an individual room. And then you can publish that data and it's then visible in Gravity. So let me show you what that looks like. So as an example, if I go to, I've done add edit room, select this object here. It's going to tell me it's in the building code INOV, which is Innovation House, floor number 1, room code is R1, and the name is reception number 1. And it tells us the floor size here as well. So all that data is in AutoCAD. What I can show you is where that exists in Gravity. Okay, so let's have a look at Gravity. This is the Gravity tool. You can get an overview of this solution in the other recordings that are in this series. So we're going to focus here on just the location data. So if I go into the Facilities Help Desk, look at the background data, manage locations. So here you will see things we're familiar with. Innovation House. Let's go to that, into that building, and into this floor. So this is the floor we were just looking at in AutoCAD. So you can see the room codes. We start with 1-1 and so on. And the room name, so first floor number 1. The room category, so these are split into different types of room, whether they're internal or external. So external have a window, internal don't. And we've defined the room types as having particular rough sizes. But then you do also get the room area too. These things you can set to whatever you want. They're all configurable in the tool. So having drilled down into this first floor, one thing I can tell you is that we don't have a room 15. So we've got the first floor 14, first floor 16. We don't have room 15. So let's go back to AutoCAD and see if we can create that room. So I'm going to add room. So this room here, I know it's that room just because I do. Let me prove it by saying, so that's room 14 next door. And the one on the other side is room 16. So I'm going to create room 15. So having taken my room code standard from the other, from Gravity, first floor, room 15. I'm going to call it first 15. And let's give it an area type of none. And then let's save that away. So that's now linked that room. I'll go back to Gravity. Go back into that floor. That's going to refresh that data. And we now have room 15. Notice I didn't put a room category and a room type in here. What I can do in here is create a room category. That's an internal office on the first floor without any windows. And the room type, about 40 square meters. It's not quite, but close enough. The other things you can do in here is tell Gravity whether that room is reservable and whether it's hotelable, as in like a desk or room booking. Those aren't, so I should leave these as no. That has saved. Now if I go back to AutoCAD, what should have happened? I go back and edit the room data on there. That's now, you can see, we can now see the room category and the room type. So that data is interchangeable. Wherever you make an update, it updates in the other side. So you've now seen the complete journey from capturing floor plans all the way through to managing the associated data in an IWMS solution, Gravity. This is my first journey using a product stack like this, and I've turned around a full survey of 1600 meters squared, taking the survey, creating the drawings, managing the room data, and it's taken me in elapsed time less than 24 hours. So I started one afternoon and I was finished the next morning. So it's really easy to do. The iGuide tool helps enormously. Gravity is really simple to use, and that integration between the two just makes it so simple. Gravity does a lot more than space management, of course. Once you've got this data in place, you can report on it. So if you're doing ERIC or HESA reports, for example, you could extract data for that. You can align the rooms to workspace management for room and desk bookings. You can attach assets and you can do maintenance activity through this solution too. So for example, if I were to log a request, we can view the floor plan in here as well. I've told the system where it thinks I sit. I've told it I sit in this room here, so you can see that's highlighted. If I want to log a call somewhere else though, I can pick anywhere, pick another room, just validate that in the floor plan, and that will tell you what room it thinks it is. Room 17, first floor, room number 7. So it just gives a validation about where you're placing your maintenance requests. So Gravity does so much more. That's the key. So as well as providing these products, we can provide our guide, we can provide Gravity. We provide services as well that will help you to determine what solution is right for you, to help you manage your data, manage your workflows, and we can perform survey work and audit work as well. If you want to know more about Gravity, our guide, or our services, do get in touch with us. Thank you very much for watching.